I said, plug me in. I got stuff to talk about, damn it. I'll crawl out of my earbuds once a week to give you a show. That's what I do, folks. I do this show for the common man, for the people in despair. I bring this show into the world and I sell it everywhere. The simple truth lies waiting here, folks, for all of you to share. Hold on, I will take you there. Hey, what's happening? Mike Smith, 40-year-old boy podcast. Folks, I have a live show to announce. Usually I bury this late in the show, but I can't bury the lead. I got to tell you right now, there's a live show to announce. That's a show where I will be performing live, and you can come and see me talking in a room, and we'll all of us be together, and then we'll all meet and shake hands afterwards. I think we'll shake hands. Will we shake hands? Lily says we will not. I don't know what we'll be doing after the show. Lily is making some sort of blowjob gesture now, because apparently I'm going to spend the entire show telling you what Lily does. She's like the Marcel Marceau of this show, and I'm going to interpret her mimeness. Oh my God, she just stuck a tongue out, and not very far. Oh, and now she winked. Wait a minute. Hold on. She's walking against the wind. Come back here. You need to hold that audio jack in. Stop walking against the wind. Put your parasol away. We've got a show to do. Why, I oughta. So, hi. How are you? And she's wearing a Marcel Marceau leotard and white face, which is nice. And don't even ask how she got the white face. I got here a little late, and it was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, she honestly looked like Alice in the Brady Bunch when she woke up in the middle of the night and she had like that cold cream mask on her face, and she snuck out and saw a burglar. I don't even remember. What did she see, a burglar? I don't recall. I don't know what she said. I don't remember. I don't recall. All right, so that's what Peter Gabriel was asked. When they asked Peter Gabriel about the Alice from the Brady Bunch episode where she came up with the cold cream on her face, that's what he said. I don't remember. I don't recall. And then he said, shock the monkey. And you know what they did? They hooked up a car battery to Cindy. All right, so a lot of Brady talk in the last few weeks. I don't know why. I don't like it. Because that show's over. It shouldn't even be referenced anymore. No more. It should be done. Because as people get older, those things pass out of memory, right? I mean, I'm old. I'm 46, soon to be 47, and I remember the Brady Bunch because like I said, I actually saw it in prime time. But fuck me, man. I got to stop talking about it. I got to stop mentioning it because there are people out there who have no fucking clue what it is. No idea. No reference point. It's like music, dude. The classic rock radio now, they play, like, there's a thing called K-Earth 101. It used to be an oldies station, and it would just play all these 60s and 70s. Dude, the other day, they were, like, playing Bruce Springsteen and the Eagles on K-Earth 101, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, the oldies are now, I'm the oldies. That's me. I'm from K-Earth 101. I'm one of the oldies, goddammit. And I am not but a goodie. I am merely an oldie. And I just can't imagine, like, if anybody out there is 15, don't write me. Never mind. I don't want that. That just sounded terrible. A plea on the internet for a 15-year-old to write me. Forget I mentioned that at all, folks. No thanks. I have no interest in going to jail. But to me, like, I just think that people of that age hear the Beatles and just go, oh, fuck, not this again. You know what I mean? Like, they don't recognize the good in it. I heard a song. I was in the car and I heard, which one was it? Was it Celebrate? It was Celebrate by Three Dog Night. Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music. And in my head, I'm like, to like a 15-year-old, he would go, what is this noise? Turn this shit off. Is something wrong with the engine? Are old men trapped in the engine and screaming for you to help them? Because I don't think that could ever be a song that was released and put on radio. That sounds like a cry for help. Celebrate, celebrate. Oh my God, save those men from a fiery death in the engine. No, that's actually the radio. It couldn't possibly be. And they tuck in their earbuds and ignore you the rest of the fucking trip. And it's like, good, actually, that's what worked out. You know what? That's all I use Three Dog Night for, so teenagers will ignore me. I traded in the Murano. I bought an ice cream truck, and I just play Three Dog Night out of the speakers so kids get out of my way. That's it. That's all I want to do. I demand that I use Three Dog Night as child repellent. That's how I use it. I got a big-ass can of fucking Three Dog Night. I spray it all over me, and kids won't bother me, goddammit, because I smell like Chuck Negron. Didn't he say, what did he sing? Anticipation? He became a commercial dude, right? Sang a bunch of commercial songs. I don't know. Dude, oh man. Barry Manilow had a live album out, and it had the medley of all the commercials that he wrote. Dude, it's so funny. Because look, we all make fun of Barry Manilow, certainly. No, but at the same time, well, wait, I'm getting there. I make fun of him because he's ridiculous, but at the same time, I love him. Like, I mean, I love the music. Don't gesture at me, mime. That's, oh my God, put away your mime machine gun, but don't shoot me. She had us up a fake noose and pointed at me. She's going to hang me in mime world. I don't know. So, well, how does a mime die? Very quietly. Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt about that, folks. I think if you ask that question, that's clearly the answer. Silently. That's how a mime dies. If a mime dies in the forest and there's nobody around to hear it, seriously, let me ask you something. Oh, man, you got to hope that I hope the mime dug the hole in the forest beforehand so he had a place to fall.
Oh, my God.
And I hope it was by a big tree because the tree is about to fall in that forest, and I don't know if anybody's going to hear that either. I'll be honest with you. I will confide in you folks. If a mime dies in the forest and falls into an open grave and then a tree falls in the forest and lands on that mime, I don't know if anybody hears any of that happening. But Barry Manilow had like a fucking live album that my mom would play incessantly. It was Man Alive. I think it was just Man, or it might have been Man Alive. I think, you know what? It should have been called Man Alive. How the fuck was it not? God damn it, Barry. Name it Man Alive. Stop. Look, you better put your fangs away. I'm going to make fun of anybody who I want to make fun of, including Chuck Negron and Barry Manilow. I like Barry Manilow. Listen, I will tell you something. Barry Manilow is a fop. I mean, clearly he is a fop. There is no doubt about that.
What?
Yes. He's a dandy. Clearly.
What?
He is a handlebar mustache in a leisure suit. That is what he is. He is every weird affectation you could ever think about some weird, like a hipster person. That is Barry Manilow. Like, he is irony. He is walking irony with a wig on. That's who he is. But it doesn't mean I don't like his songs. It doesn't mean I wouldn't spend a weekend in New England with the man. Of course I would. Look, I remember all my life raining down as cold as ice. All right. I love Mandy. I can't lie. Like Mandy, I wish I was lying. That really, really might be in like my top 20 songs of all time, Mandy. It is just, I remember once, dude, my mom had a friend named Kay. And Kay and Bill were like, you know, it was that thing where we'd go over and I've told this story about Kay and Bill and Eddie. Eddie was their son, and we would play Weather Report. They'd go play Canasta, and then we would go to the window and we'd play Weather Report or whatever the fuck we did because we were stupid. There's 5 of us and Eddie, and Eddie was like an only child. So, you know, for him, I can't even imagine the sensory overload it must have been for Eddie when he's an only child. And he lives with his mom and dad, Kay and Bill. And once every couple of months, this roving street gang comes from Chicago to hang out in his house and keep him up all night. I mean, literally just, it was like instant gang member because it was just 5 fucking angry German-Irish idiots who showed up and were like, hey, man, we're going to come in your room and play with all your stuff. And again, as an only child, he had a ton of stuff. Like, that's what the thing. They're trying to keep him happy. They're like, hey, dude, here's like a sponge and some fucking arrows and have fun. And then we showed up and we broke everything and then we left. And then he got it all replaced and we came back 2 months later and we broke everything again. Dude, do you have a tape recorder? Let's record our farts. I mean, like all that dumb shit you do when you're fucking 9. I'm sorry, you didn't do that when you were 9? 29? 39? I remember one time we tape recorded a fart. Now, listen to me. I don't even know, I had, and it's so funny, I didn't even think about it at the time. What was I, fucking 8? I don't know. No, we were in Romeoville. This was in the Sayonara to the Peanut Gut house. So it was, we had and I had a tape recorder that was awesome. This was straight 70s, okay? It was a bubble tape recorder. Do you know what I mean? Where it was red plastic, but shaped like a bubble with a handle on it. You know does anybody know what I'm talking about? Anyone out there at all? It looked like, you know what it looked like? You ever play Ants in the Pants? When you set up the pants and then you shoot the ants into the pants, hence the title Ants in the Pants. Don't tell me you don't remember the game Ants in the Pants. All right, you do. Fine. Ants in the Pants was awesome because, you know, we used to, I had some amazing strategies for Ants in the Pants. I think I've talked about Ants in the Pants on this show.
No, but I remember.
Bullshit, I did. Like the second year I had to talk about because I'd like line up 5 ants and I'd fucking hit them with my fist to get them all into the goddamn pants. Dude, I filled those pants. There may have been a Hungry Hippos. I don't know. I certainly know there was a Battling Tops because it was one of the best Christmas gifts I ever received in my life. Battling Tops was awesome. I got it from the fucking Toys for Tots drive. And it was one of the last fucking things. I won out because like all the other poor kids had scored their stuff. And I was like, dude, when you have to pick last at Toys for Tots, now you're the poorest of the poor. That's fucking awful. You might as well just get a box of eggshells and coffee grounds. They just fucking frown at you when you walk back to your house, your poor house. And you know what I did with those eggshells and coffee grounds? Brought him to Eddie's house every 2 months and just scattered him around. There you go, Richie Rich. Enjoy your bi-monthly injection of poor. He's just sitting there with a puss on his face and a banana peel on his head. We walk out of his house. Everything's broken. Fucking broken roller skate. We were awful. God, we were awful. So like we would go over there and like my mom would play canasta with Kay and Bill or whatever the fuck they did. I don't know, because Kay was like my mom's lifelong friend. Kay was the one who was with my mom and my mom thought she saw a ghost. My mom was all fucking high and she thought she saw a ghost. My mom, Jesus Christ. I wonder if she like. To me, I wonder. I mean, of course she remembers that. She has to. You know, and it's so funny. Someone asked me because I talked about my mom with cancer, and she's just like, "That's old news." And then my friend's like, "Hey, is she still smoking?" And I don't. You know, I haven't asked her. Like, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, my mom is back in Chicago in her house, like, because they live in Florida, but then they have to go back to Chicago and they get that fucking shitty house that they just ought to detonate and fucking explode. But I'll tell you what, just living in that house, my mom's gonna get cancer again because there is so much tobacco and fucking terrible tar in the walls and like bong resin. The whole house is a bong. It's a giant fucking bong. The house should have had a filter on it. Really, when my mom moved in, they should just put like a menthol filter on the end of it because that's how she fucking destroyed the house. Honestly, it's like living in Yul Brynner's lungs. It's got to be fucking awful in there. Just, I mean, fucking terrible. Like, just, it's like literally just, she put a couch in Desi Arnaz's lungs and she lived there. And that's where she's at right now. Why did Desi Arnaz pop into my head? Why the fuck did that happen? Because he died of lung cancer, I think, right? I just literally, I talked about kids not getting like my oldies references. I just referenced Desi Arnaz and Yul Brynner. Holy shit. Turn this show off. The internet should shut itself down just because I mentioned them both in the same fucking breath. Desi Arnaz and Yul Brynner, please, please. You know, actually, I know why. Because every time I see that billboard for the Lucy movie with Scarlett Johansson, like the first time I saw it, I honestly thought, because Scarlett Johansson is a redhead, and I thought, did they make a movie about Lucy, like when she was a kid, Lucy? Because Lucille Ball was actually kind of pretty when she was younger, but no, it's like a robot movie or some shit. I don't know. I saw the commercial for it and I still can't figure it out. And they also blew the tagline. Because I'll tell you what, there's a scene in Lucy and Morgan Freeman. All right, I don't even know what the fuck happened. It looks like some Russians put drugs inside of Scarlett Johansson and then she became really smart. And I guess when you're really smart, you get telekinetic powers and you can stop the world. Like there's all these different things in the commercial that I can't figure out. And in my head, I can't decide whether I really want to see it or I would never see it in a million fucking years. I can't decide. But every time I see the billboard, it's Lucy. And in my head, I go, Lucy! Which is so stupid because it's a robot movie. It's not a movie about Lucille Ball. Although, dude, all right, you know what? I'll tell you what. Make a Lucille Ball robot movie, and I am on board. Absolutely. Hey, didn't she die of fucking cancer, too? It's like living in her lungs. It's like living in all their lungs. God damn, you fit a lot of furniture in those old people's lungs. Set up a couch in Lucille Ball's lungs? Perfect. That was her in her later years. In the trailer for the movie, Morgan Freeman comes out, and for some reason he has to talk to the government about Lucy, who has drugs in her body, and she has to go shoot a bunch of Russians, and then she stops the world. It's like literally watching it, you're just going, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what's happening at all. I don't think Luc Besson knew. I don't think anyone knows. But they're acting. And then there's the scene. Scarlett Johansson's getting a lot of movie parts where she walks down a hallway and fights a bunch of dudes. Like, for some reason, the long hallway is it's like a Hitchcock hallway, and she has to constantly fight guys. But in this one, she doesn't fight them. She waves her hand, and they all collapse except for one dude who's got a gun, and then she gives him a dirty look. But I mean, how dirty a look can you get from Scarlett Johansson? She's fucking amazing looking. So in this video, like Morgan Freeman is like, he's like, I'm actually try to do a Morgan Freeman impression. No, I'm not. I can't. I'll tell you what. Fuck that, by the way. There's a commercial that runs on my XM radio, and they're like, you got to get your prostate checked because I'll tell you what, men don't realize that and it's Morgan Freeman, and you're like, oh my God. And then at the end of it, the guy goes, celebrity voice impersonated. And I'm like, you cunts. Why would you ever fucking get a fake Morgan Freeman to tell me about my prostate cancer? That seems ridiculous. Now I know not to take it. You know what? Honestly, your message is invalidated. I don't fear prostate cancer any longer. Now, if Morgan Freeman tells me I got to fear prostate cancer, you're goddamn right. Easy Reader gets me into a fucking doctor's office. But anybody else faking to be Morgan Freeman, well, that just means that prostate cancer is fake as well. I don't believe in it. You know what? Prostate cancer doesn't exist. It doesn't exist now because your fake fucking Morgan Freeman told me about it. Bullshit. Not interested. Couldn't care less. Nobody checks my ass. That's right. Hands off. In the commercial, in the trailer for the movie, Morgan Freeman comes out and he's like, Americans only use, not Americans, everybody, not just Americans. Although, you know what, honestly, if everybody uses 10% of their brain power, Americans might use like 4. No, I think it's 10%. I don't know, 6%. You know, if I could only use 10%, I would probably know the number. Holy God. So fucking dumb. I literally saw the commercial this morning. I can't remember a fucking word that the guy said. And yet, I remember that Desi Arnaz had lung cancer. Morgan Freeman is talking, and you know, I gotta be honest, I don't know if he did or he didn't. I'm hoping to God he did, because otherwise it just invalidates. I'm as bad as fake Morgan Freeman then. If Desi Arnaz did not have lung cancer, it invalidates everything. Fake Morgan Freeman invalidates prostate cancer. I just invalidated fucking lung cancer by saying that Desi Arnaz had it. I have no idea if he did or he didn't. But you know what? I don't want to know. Don't look it up. Keep your hands off the keyboard. I do not care. Honestly, I'm just going to fly in the face of convention and go that Desi Arnaz had lung cancer. We can agree he's dead, right? Can we all agree that Desi Arnaz is dead? I think we can. Lily's she's abstaining. Are you disagreeing or abstaining? You're just shaking your head no. I don't know what that means. Are you saying no to me and disagreeing or abstaining? Or are you saying no, he's not dead?
I think his celebrity death was impersonated.
Wow, look at you turning it around.
Why am I here?
Lucy! My horse and carriage is for hire, senora. For yes, as long as you desire, senorita. Why not? All right, so. Morgan Freeman is giving a speech to the UN about Lucy. For some reason, they've called an emergency session to talk about a hot blonde, strawberry blonde. And they're like, and honestly, he should just go, hey, guys, remember Black Widow from that other movie who walked down a hallway and fought a bunch of dudes and then did that fucking move where she flared her leg out and everybody went, wow. Well, she's back and she's Lucy now. So he's like, people in the world use 5% of their brain power. Imagine what would happen if you could use 10% or 20%. And he goes, when we left Lucy, she was at 40%. And then they show her doing all sorts of crazy shit. Like she has telekinetic powers and she stops a guy and she melts a gun and then she, makes a sandwich in 5 seconds and she bakes a cake and she snaps her fingers and there's a goddamn Great Wall of China, whatever the fuck. All the things that she does are amazing because she has her brain fully capable. And he says, and finally, for some reason, some guy in the UN stands up and asks a question and he's like, excuse me, hi, I'm from the Lucy Gazette. I have a question about Lucy. Hi, I'm from the Salt Lake Lucy Tribune. We have some questions about Lucy that we'd like to talk to you. Hi, I'm from a Lucy blog. Because apparently Morgan Freeman threw it to open to questions from the floor. I don't know why you would. It didn't look like a press conference, but whatever. He's taking questions. So someone says to him, well, what's going to happen if she reaches 100% brain capacity? Now, there's only one answer to that question. If you're trying to get people into a film, if you're trying to get people into a movie, all right, and the premise is that there's a hot chick who's about to get 100% of her brain power, or even anybody that's supposed to get 100%, it doesn't, hot chick completely accept, doesn't matter, anybody's getting 100% of their brain power, because that's never happened before, and obviously the UN is convening, they don't know either what's going to happen. And you're trying to, this is the tagline, this is what's going to sell people and get them in the door to see what's going to happen when she gets 100% of her brain power. Morgan Freeman, authority on everything. Fake Morgan Freeman, authority on prostate cancer. Real Morgan Freeman, authority on hot strawberry blondes who have all of their brain power capacity, is there at the UN. He's talking right now. He's the guy you're listening to, okay? And they ask him, they go, excuse me, pardon me, hi, I'm here from the Lucy Times, and I have a question. And he says, all right, what is it? And they say, well, I'm from the Lucy Examiner. We have a question. Well, what is it? Answer that question. And the guy says, what will happen when she has 100% of her brain power? To me, there's only one answer to that question. Solemn Morgan Freeman, with his grave tone, should look directly in the face of the guy from the Lucy Herald Examiner and say, she will finally be able to work at the chocolate factory without incident. That's what he should say. No, that's not the answer. That's truly not the answer. What I think should have been said, well, see, I can't decide here. Do I tell you what Morgan Freeman says in the trailer? Or do I tell you? Well, I will tell them, but I'm saying, do I tell them mine first and then his? Or tell them his first and then mine, which is better?
Don't tell him which is which.
Okay. Good idea. All right, so the question is, what's going to happen when she gets 100% of her brain power? Okay. And one of the answers, pick from these two answers, which is the best thing. In solemn, I'm going to try to do Morgan Freeman's solemn grave tone. All right.
Sorry.
It's all right. I have no idea. Okay? All right. Hi! We're here from Lucy today. We have a question. We'd like to know what's going to happen when she reaches 100% of her brain power. Everything. Are they both scary?
They are.
Really?
Yeah.
I found one of them much more effective than the other.
I think the second one made me gasp.
If you're trying to get people into a movie, to see exactly what's going to happen when Lucy gets all of her 100% brain power, which is better? Hi, what's going to happen when Lucy gets 100% brain power? I have no idea. or everything. Which one? Yes, that's mine. Everything is clearly the answer. Because I'm going to pay to see a movie. Guess what I want to see? Everything. Everyone. Literally, I will pay you if someone goes ahead and organizes a YouTube shoot and lets me just do that scene from The Professional. I will pay you to be in it. Just let me be Gary Oldman in that scene, and just all I want to do for the rest of my life, just to have a clip of me being able to do that to a guy. Get me everyone. What do you mean by everyone? Everyone! So fucking great! All right. But everything is clearly the answer. I guess there's an element of mystery to I have no idea. So you're like, well, maybe I'll pay $15 and go see what's going to happen. But on the off chance that I have no idea means nothing good, why did you pay for that? I got to be honest. I'm going to pay $15 to see everything before I pay $15 to see, I don't know. It could be anything. It's a coin flip. Her head may explode scanner style and the movie ends in 4 minutes. We have no clue. But I guess there's sort of an element of mystery there that people would like. That's because when I went to the gumball machine that said guess what, and I paid for it just because it said guess what, I thought it was awesome. I thought that was genius. It should have just been empty bubbles in there. That's what it should have been, because it was all sealed up and it just said guess what, and it wanted a quarter, and I gave it a quarter. It won me over.
Do you remember what you got?
I think I talked about it on here before. Didn't I get it? I think I just got like a tattoo book or something. It was just dumb. I don't know.
Yay! Proves that it doesn't pay off.
But I got a quarter out of me.
Paid off for them, not you.
Well, good. Then that's all right. Well, these people want to get something to pay off for them. So I think everything is clearly the answer. What's going to happen when she reaches 10%? Everything. Everything. Or even anything. Anything. Because, I mean, again, the possibilities are limitless. Why would you say, I have no idea? Well, then why did you call this press conference, Morgan Freeman? I would think that you would have some sort of earthly idea about what's going to happen when this occurs, because you've called us all here to this meeting. And that is truly, you know what he cannot say at that meeting? He can't go, I guess you're all wondering why I called you here, because at the end of it, we're still all wondering why you called us here, Morgan, because you have no idea, just like we have no idea. So I guess really this meeting was kind of stupid, because all we did was we wasted 45 minutes not catching Lucy, who we need to catch, because, you know, when something happens with her brain, well, again, we don't know what's going to happen to her brain. We have no fucking idea. We have no clue. If I'm the people in that meeting, I stand up and I go, call us when you have an idea what the fuck's going to happen, and I bail. And I put on my pork pie hat with the press pass in it, and I run to the phone booth, and I file my story with the editor of the Lucy Ball Gazette. That's what I do immediately. Boss, I got a hot one for you. Page 1, hold it. Lucy Ankle's lab, Freeman flummoxed. I'm in this business to move papers, damn it. You can't tell me I have no idea. I have to get the fucking story out about Lucy before she snaps her fingers and turns a building into a cow, or whatever the fuck she does with the brain capacity, because, again, you won't answer the question, Freeman. In fact, I don't even know why they sent Freeman. If you're going to do this, send your top man. Why is Mr. Mooney not here talking to us, for God's sakes? Terrible news about Mrs. Carmichael. This show is just, literally, this show is the K-Earth 101 of podcasts now. It is just chock full of references for people my age and nobody else at all. Anybody 1 second younger than me has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about at all. God damn it. I got to fucking snap out of it. Hey, Iggy Azalea. There you go. You're back with me, right? Everybody's with me. Because I'm so fancy.
Oh, man.
I like that song. I'm obsessed by that song a little bit. It was like when I heard Lord Royals, and I was like, ooh, I'm obsessed by this song. Well, that's how I feel about Fancy by Iggy Azalea. You know what I like? I like the rap part. I like the Iggy Azalea rap part, but the I'm so fancy, like, I don't need that part, really. Even though that's the hook and that's the catchy part, I suppose. But I like the rap part myself. All right. Nobody cares. I'm trying to bring the young listener back. Hey, I know who Imagine Dragons are. I remember them. All right. Because every time I talk, it's about Rick Springfield and Lucy. I mean, what the fuck? Nobody wants to hear any of that shit. Everybody wants to hear me talk about the new stuff, man. Let's all talk about the new stuff. Let's talk about Kesha. She's new, right? Pardo loves her, right? Doesn't he?
She's not new.
I don't know. She's been around a long time.
Yeah. Maybe she has new car smell, but she's not new.
No, have you ever seen a photo of Kesha? She clearly does not have new car smell. I don't know if she has a new car. I gotta be honest with you. I think she's doing okay for herself, but I don't know. If you've got photos of you covered in cum on the fucking internet, then I'm gonna guess you probably do not have new car smell. Certainly not in those photos. Unless it was one of the Solozzi Edelson guys who came all over you. Then you probably have new car smell on you. Or perhaps it was Bob Rohrman. These are all Chicago references now. Now that's even worse. Literally, if Burt Wyman, your TV Ford band, came all over you, then you have new car smell on you. This is just for Chicago people. These references mean nothing to anyone else in the world. I'm sorry, Sri Lanka. I'm sorry, my listeners overseas. You'll have to Google Burt Wyman, your TV Ford band. You'll have to Google Bob Rohrman. You'll have to Google Solozzi Adelson. And then you will know that these are local car dealers in Chicago who had commercials when I was growing up. And that's why it's stuck in my fucking head. It's as bad as fucking Empire Carpets. I paused so everybody at home could go 588-2300 Empire because I knew that they would immediately because why not? Folks, we are July 9th is when this is being recorded. It is Wednesday, July 9th. I am in a stripper's kitchen talking to you. And I'm going to tell you, a year ago today, I walked into a gymnasium for the first time in a couple of years because I was lost, man. I didn't know what the fuck was happening with my life. I didn't know where I was going. All I know is I had about 100 training sessions that I had paid for, $1,900 worth. And I think that might be light. I got to check out the contract. It may have been actually like $2,200. I don't know. I don't recall. If you ask Peter Gabriel how he felt about my gym thing, he would feel the same way. He doesn't remember. He doesn't recall. But after that, he would say, well, where is your gym located? And I would say Salisbury Hill. So I walked into a gym. It's very important. That's again, look, Peter Gabriel's at least getting closer to this century. Fucking, I just talked about Lucy and Desi Arnaz and everybody else. Peter Gabriel's at least close. And it ties him back in because I mentioned him earlier. So literally a year ago, I decided I wanted to be your sledgehammer. So I wanted to go ahead and head back to a gym and use these training sessions and just get a grip on who I was and where I was going and change myself and change my life. And I've done none of those things. But, however, the good news is I used those training sessions. When I walked and I weighed in, I've told this story. I met a guy, there was a trainer there who looked like Matthew Modine. He was a nice guy. And he was like, you know what, we've got some dudes here who you can train with and they'll be awesome. But, I'm the head trainer and I'm not going to train you, but I'll go ahead and measure you and do all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, then, that sounds exciting. And he's like, yo, calm down. Because listen, folks, if I've spent $2,200, I need to get measured by a strange man. I think that's all I need, really. That's worth $2,200, right? Just get to some guy to get his tape measure and his calipers out and tell me exactly how big of a man I am. So I get there and I lean against the wall and did a wall sit and I did some yoga bullshit and everything. And then he measured me and he had me weigh in. And I weighed, and it's so funny, he tricked me. Because I was literally just showing up to talk about my training sessions. Like, I just wanted to go, hey, I have these, and I'm wondering if I should use them at some point. But he used that fucking, Matthew Modine mind trick where he's like, oh, you're not getting out of here, fat man. And he, like, totally roped me into doing, like, some push-ups and stuff. And I said, all right, well, I guess I can pull this. Because I wasn't even dressed for it. I think I was wearing jeans, possibly. But whatever, he tricked me. He tricked me is the bottom line. But he tricked me into breaking a sweat. And in my head, I went, you know what? This actually worked out. I think this is the droids that I'm looking for. These are the droids I'm looking for. That this is. E.J. Broncom is furious at me right now. She was an English teacher. Never mind. Nobody cares. All right. So.
I thought you actually knew the writer that wrote that line.
That line?
Like,
E.J. Broncom? Doesn't that sound like a name of a writer? Yeah. No, she was just she was the coolest English teacher at my high school. There would be some arguments. Some people would say the digger, Mike Orlock, was actually cooler than she was, but I would say incorrect. I liked Mike Orlock. I certainly enjoyed his work. He didn't enjoy mine as he failed me in creative writing. All right, but then again, I didn't turn in an assignment.
Okay, because I was going to say, you would have passed in flying colors had you turned it in.
Well, I didn't write anything down. That was the problem.
You
Yeah.
talked it to him and he didn't like that.
Didn't care for it. Well, I ditched the entire semester. I told that story on here.
Oh, that's right.
I ditched the entire semester of creative writing. He would see me in the hallway, and then I wouldn't make it to class, and he would still write me up, and I would go to internal, whatever the fuck, and then I told you he gave me a progress report. He actually saw me in the hallway and handed it to me, and it said, there is no way short of a heavenly miracle Mike will pass my class. That was what he wrote. And I said, that's some creative writing. So, I never had Miss Bronkema, though. I had Miss Breiniger, who I liked. Miss Breiniger was pretty cool to me. Who else did I have? Yeah, let's do that. Let's run down all the English teachers I had in school. Oh, my fucking God. I can hear fucking iPod vaginas being unplugged all over the nation. So he tricked me into working out, basically. And you ladies know what that's like. When a man tricks you into doing something you don't want to do. It happens all the time, and you wind up leaving sweaty and ashamed. So that's what happened to me. And he told me, he goes, hey, man, I got a trainer that you're going to like. His name is John. He goes, you know what? We have several different trainers, and you can work out with all of them to find out who you like best. Well, I worked out with John the next day, and I was like, done. I don't really need to sample anybody else's wares. John's like fucking 28 and cared. Well, he's 27 at the time, I think. And again, all I ask in a trainer person is not, because I've had shitty trainers before who just fucking stick you in the corner and they're like, all right, do fucking 10 hi-ya-yas and then go home. I mean, it's like they're awful because they don't want to earn their money and they don't give a fuck, and all they're doing is trying to pick up fucking trim, which is fine. I get that. If you're like a muscle dude, seriously, if you're a muscle dude, all you want to do is fucking find strange wool in the gym. That's fine. Good for you. But I am there to work out, and I would like to become, I would like to be on your level. So then you have some competition for the strange wool in the gym. That's the point. That's your goal when you march into a gym, is that's it. You just want to find trim. So I show up, and then I meet with John, and John's really cool, and he cared, and I told him flat out what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be, and he said, yeah, we can do that. And then we fucking did it. Like, we've done it for the past year. And he even wound up leaving the gym. Well, first of all, I should tell you, I used the 100 sessions because, dude, fuck this, by the way. When I paid for them, because they changed all their bullshit. I think I talked about it here on the show. I used to train with a guy named Richard, and the sessions were an hour long, blah, blah, blah. Well, then I bought all these fucking other sessions that were a half hour long. Dude, you can't do shit in a half hour at the gym. Literally, because you walk in, and you got to adjust your wristbands. First of all, that takes 10 minutes. Then you put your sweatband on your head, and that takes another 10 minutes. So now you got 10 minutes left to work out. And 8 minutes of that is pulling your socks up to your knees. So you can't get anything done in a half hour. So I needed to have an hour. So I told John, I go, dude, let's double up the sessions. So I would work 2 sessions a day. So I'd work an hour with him. And I enjoyed it. I mean, that's the whole fucking key, because that's what keeps you going back. You know what I mean? If you don't enjoy it, then you're just like, oh, miserable. The only thing is I have to get up and do it right away. Because if I get up and I spend like 2 hours at my house, I have no fucking interest in going to the gym. None. Because I'm so knee deep in whatever nonsense I'm doing at my house. Literally nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing good. Watching Kojak. I mean, I have nothing. There's nothing on my agenda that would keep me from going to the gym, but I have to get up and kind of go do it because I'm so terrible at doing it. I know that sounds stupid, but when I get there, I fucking love it. And then the drive home, dude, I would walk out of the gym every day and just look up at the sun and realize I was in California and I was sweaty and there was fucking wind in my hair and I was looking and there was possibility. It just seemed like there was possibilities because things were happening and I saw changes happening. You guys know because you listen to the show. I mean, I did that thing where eating was for the week for the first couple of months. I didn't really eat anything and worked out hard. I lost 40 pounds and I think in like 59 days or something like that. It was ridiculous. And I was doing cardio. I should tell you this. I would work out with John, and then I would do cardio after we would lift. And he's like, you probably shouldn't do that. He said, you should do cardio on your off days. So because we lift heavy. So he's like, lift heavy. And I go, dude, by the way, I recognize that this is going to be all fucking musclehead talk, and I don't mean it to be that way. I'm just trying to tell you the progress that I made, because why not? So, I lifted, and then I would do cardio. And then, as you know, somebody stole my stuff from the gym when I went in to do cardio. And so I stopped doing cardio. I haven't really done cardio since November. So that's 7 months, 8 months of non-cardio. And I should say December. December was the last time I did it, because I didn't want to I was just gun shy about bringing my stuff in. And it's stupid, because I'll tell you what, if I just went on the off days, because I was doing cardio after I lifted with John, and he's like, dude, you don't have to do that. But I got this weird stigma in my head where I didn't want to bring my stuff to the gym just in case it got stolen. Dude, I had a fucking bottle of water stolen at the gym. I had a bottle of water. I went into the restroom. I stepped out. I came back and it was gone. Somebody ganked a bottle of fucking water. What the fuck is wrong with you? And by the way, I think the water was open. So I don't know what secret glory. And it's so funny because in my head I'm like, God damn, why would you drink somebody's open water? But then I thought, well, you know what? Somebody's freaks would absolutely drink somebody's fucking open water, because I've seen some crazy shit at the fucking gym, and I've talked about it on here before. So that guy probably was just like, oh my God, I can't wait to taste that guy's mouth. I mean, like, literally, he saw the water and he's like, he didn't care about the water. He probably just opened it up and he licked the top, and then he just fucking threw it away. That's all he wanted to do. And I can't blame him. Because I think when you see me coming, or you see me standing, or you see me walking, you see me lifting, the first thing you think to yourself is, man, I want to taste that guy's mouth. Absolutely. Because you hear me right now. You hear what my mouth can do. And you wish you were the one I was doing it to. Because you have great expectations. That's Kiss lyric. God damn it. I'm just going to date myself the entire goddamn show. So I lifted, I did cardio. I stopped doing cardio in fucking December, and I should have kept doing it, but I did not. And I will tell you this, folks. If you remember, I was eating Well, eating was for the week. But in the days leading up to the days of eating is for the week, after Karen left, I was basically just eating toast and candy. I was eating buttered rye toast and license plates of chocolate. That was my diet. That was all I ate. And I would stare into space. But then when I started to work out, I decided eating was for the week, so I didn't eat anything really. Occasionally, I would have some stuff at work. But then after a couple of months, I started to eat because John was yelling at me, and he's like, "Dude, just for your metabolism alone, you need to eat some food because it keeps your body awake." And then he started to tell me a bunch of science bullshit. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Fuck you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I just want to push some iron around and lose some weight. All right? Not interested. Take your Cosmos fucking walking. So after a while, I decided to start eating again, and I ate some stuff, and and as you know, folks, I've thrown up some great lunches over the past few months. That's how I've been running my life, but I also eat, and who cares? You don't care about my diet plan, but I will tell you this. I gave up the license plates of chocolate for a long time. I'm going to say that probably since January, I eat them all the time. Yeah, I do. I might eat 3 or 4 a day.
No.
Yes, license plates of chocolate because that's like kind of all I'll eat. I mean, I might have some rice or some spinach or some. I eat yogurt too. I should say that I eat yogurt all the time. I eat 2 or 3 yogurts a day and almonds. But it's just easier to have candy bars in the car, and I can eat them when I'm driving. And I don't even fucking think about it because bananas get fucking soft in the sun. No, it doesn't. Chocolate does not. Don't say that. That was my point. That was the next thing I was going to say was that so does chocolate, but it doesn't matter because I can hide the chocolate in the cooler. But if you put bananas in your cooler, they turn brown. And I don't like eating the fucking brown bananas. That's just not healthy. So instead, I eat giant license plates of chocolate Hershey bars. John yells at me all the time. But here's the thing. With all the working out and all the running, and because I don't do cardio, but I run at work. I told you that I've been running away from people's homes because it's fun. And also because, fuck, I got a license plate of chocolate in the car. I got to get in there immediately and eat it. Anyway, today is a year from the day I first walked into the gym. And when I walked in, I weighed at 346 pounds when I weighed in last year. Although I'll be honest with you, I had my keys in my pocket, so I probably weighed 345. That's my guess. And when you're fat, that matters. Seriously, you just sit here and you go back and forth and you're like, well, what if I took my shirt off? No, don't. First of all, we would have you arrested if you took your shirt off, fatty. So today, I told John, I go, it's very important we work out on the 9th. And this week is actually a big week for me because I decided I was giving up chocolate this week, but I couldn't figure out what day to do it. Because I like a lot of demarcation lines. Well, July 1st seemed like a good plan. I was like, well, July 1st works, because it's the first of the month and it's a way to tackle things. And then I went, I can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. I still have chocolate left. So then I thought of using July 5th as a way to give up chocolate because, as some of you may know, some of you obviously do not, July 5th, 2005 is when I had gastric bypass surgery. That morning I weighed in, I think I weighed 496. But I had weighed like 515 or something before that, and I had to diet and lose weight in order to get the surgery. And I think that was just a trick to prove that I would do it. I don't fucking know. I have no idea how it works. Again, I don't science. So July 5th, this week, it's 9 years since I had the gastric bypass surgery. And as you know, I weighed over 500 pounds. Like I said, I weighed 515, and then I lost weight. I got down to 267, and then I got back up to 340, and then I lost back down to 300, and then I went back up to 345, and I'm on a fucking seesaw. So this year has been spent where I said, fuck it. I can't, because now I'm 46. When I was 35 or whatever in 2005, or how old was I? 38, I think. No, was I 38?
10 years ago?
Trying to do the math. Carry the 1. It's a 10. 40. So I was 37 when I had the surgery, basically, which is also, by the way, when my dad died. He was 37. And you know how he died? He was the first ever patient in a gastric bypass surgery. He was. But they didn't have any anesthetic, and so he drank 5 bottles of vodka the night before and died. All right, so Probably not vodka, probably early times whiskey, because that was his choice. That was his drink of choice. That was what was able to make him ball up his fists. Oh, early times. That should be on their label. Early times. It'll make your dad ball up his fists.
I think it is on there.
It might be. If they even have a label anymore. I don't even know. I think it's just like a glass bottle and it just has an angry face on it. Like, and you're just like, yeah, I'll take that. That's what my dad liked. They should just have a picture of my fucking snarling father on the Early Times bottle. That, like, they lose the label completely and just bang. There's a picture of my angry dad on there just fucking, oh yeah, that looks like a guy who tried to break his wife's arm. All right, so we
Going.
huh?
How's therapy going?
It's going fine. We just started talking about him a couple of weeks ago. There's no, there's not even any reason to talk about him. There really isn't.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Bullshit. That guy was gone. He was gone long before I was 13. He died when I was 13 or the day before I turned 13. That's coming up, by the way, too. Go ahead and mark that. Make sure you get your cards.
Closure.
Fuck closure. You'll never have it.
Yes, you can.
Because he's gone. You know what? The closure came when they fucking threw the final shovel of dirt on his grave.
Acceptance.
Nah.
All of that.
Nah.
It takes a while.
What am I going to accept? That he won't come back from the grave and hit me again?
Yes.
Bullshit. I actually hope he does. I'd fucking take him on. I hope my zombie dad shows up. Then that's closure. If I can kick the shit out of my zombie dad, that's absolutely closure. Dude, you hit me when I was 11, but guess what? Things have changed. I've been working out for a year. I don't know if you've been listening to the show. God damn it. Me and my friend John have gotten whipped me into shape in case my zombie father climbs out of the grave and wants to take me on. You want a piece? You want a piece, old man? I will punch you in your rotting alcoholic head.
That's the picture of the show.
What? My father climbing out of the grave?
Your zombie dad.
Oh my God. I don't know. We got to ask Max.
Look at your iPod thing. See if that's the photo.
We got to tell David.
Sorry.
David, hear me out. I usually don't like to tell you what to do, but here I really think I can call my shot Babe Ruth style. What if you drew my zombie father climbing out of the grave and me fighting him? How great would that be?
I'm totally in for that. I want that. I will pay for that artwork.
Because it's funny, in Night of the Living Dead, that woman was freaked out when her brother showed up and he was like a zombie because he was intimidating her in real life anyway. I would think you would relish the chance to get the second opportunity to fucking take him on.
Not if he conquered death and won. Think about it from that aspect.
Doesn't matter, but I know all about all the, the fucking bullets in the head and the fucking, I would totally dominate my father.
The zombie rules now.
I would totally dominate my zombie father. I would totally dominate my zombie father. He would have no chance. No chance whatsoever. You know why? Because he would stagger out of the grave and he would stop for a fucking fifth before he got to me. So not only does he have any muscle tone at all, but he's half in the bag. He's fucking half in the bag. Dude, zombie father, one thing, drunk zombie father, I would absolutely unload on him. Unload. And I would mount his head on a fucking thing over my fireplace. I don't even have a fireplace. I would fucking build one just to put his head over it. My brothers would come over and just stare at it and be like, yeah, that's right. I am king. King of our family. No more children. The lineage ends now. All right. Why are you sorry? So, where were we before I was attacked by my zombie father from the grave?
I don't know, but clearly you have nothing to work out there.
Not at all. What are you talking about? It's all square. Everything's fine.
You were talking about working out and stopping eating chocolate.
July 5th
And July 5th.
was the day that I had the gastric bypass surgery. And then, so I thought maybe that was the day to stop eating chocolate. And I went, nah, can't do it. No, doesn't make any sense. Because this is a new time. This is a new era. Because after July 5th, 2005, I actually put the weight back on and then took it off. And so that doesn't make, it's not a real good demarcation line. It's a good demarcation line. And going forward now, it will be. But I just think that it wasn't the time to give up the chocolate. Plus, I still had some in the fridge. So I still had 4 days worth of chocolate to eat, which of course is 16 bars. I didn't have that many, but I went and bought some. I had the demarcation line. You have to eat right up until the demarcation line.
No, you don't.
You do. You don't know anything about my head. So, you don't know anything about diets. Clearly, if you're going to give something up, you have to eat all the way up to the demarcation line, and then you are free of it. You actually have to put your hands in the air and spin around 3 times, and then it's over. So then I decided July 9th, because it's been a year. It's been a year of working out. It's been a year to go ahead and hit it. And also I would weigh in today and everything would be fine. So so I went to the gym today. And I told John, I go, it's very important that we work out today. And I said, and also I'm going to put a picture of you up on Facebook. And John is on Facebook, but he doesn't use it ever. You know why? Because he's the smartest man in the world. So he doesn't use it. So I said, well, I'm going to throw up a picture of us. And he's like, fine. And so we went and worked out today. And then I had to weigh in after the workout. And so last year at this time, I weighed 346 pounds with a pocket full of keys. But today, dressed for success, dressed for a weigh-in, I lifted. And I was sweaty. I will tell you this, though, folks. I was sweaty, so perhaps there's some sort of play in the numbers. But this morning I weighed in at 253 pounds.
Wow.
So that means in a year, 93 pounds
Congratulations.
in a year. That's good, right?
That's amazing.
That's pretty good. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm happy. Because I'll tell you what, John even had to leave. He left the gym. Like, I was working out at a certain gym, and that's where I had all my sessions. Well, then when those sessions ran out, I had to renew. And he's like, well, I'm actually kind of leaving here because he is training to he has 3 different things that he's working on to be certain level trainers. There's personal trainers, and there's like he's working on slow. I forget what it's called. It's a new workout thing where you work really slowly and you use heavy weights and go slow. I don't even know. Again, I have all I can do to give up chocolate, for fuck's sake, and constantly having my head on a swivel for my zombie father's attack. So I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he's got it planned, and that's great. So it freed him up to be able to train me at a different gym. So I did not have to re-up and spend $2,000 on new sessions at the corporate gym that I was working at. And and it's funny, I'm still a member there. I still pay every month. So I can go there and lift on my own. I can go and do cardio and stuff if I decide I want to. And I'm getting to that in just a second. But John and we work out at a small gym that's a minute from my house. And I pay him every week. I pay him out of pocket. We worked out a deal where I work out 3 times a week and he gets a certain amount. And man, I have never been happier doing it. I mean, I was happy with Richard. I really liked doing it with Richard, but, we were in a corporate gym there, so we were kind of overseen quite a bit. Well, at this gym, it's just fucking me and John. We can go in. He has keys. We can go in whenever we want and fucking lift. And, I constantly don't feel that I'm working hard enough. It's funny. I'll ask him all the time. I go, did I cheat today? Did I do this? And he's just like, no. He's like, I wouldn't let you do that. And that's my favorite thing is John wouldn't let me do that. Because, I mean, he's not just been a trainer. I mean, he sits there and he listens to me when I talk about sports or when I talk about whatever the fuck, or I talk about the show, or I talk about wanting to go on the road. And he's become a friend. He's not a friend who's ever listened to the show, by the way. John, way to go. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you're not interested. But, but he's become a friend, and he even said that. I even apologized to him once because I was talking incessantly about the show or possibly going on the road. I forget what it was, and he's just like, and I said, dude, I'm sorry you got to listen to all my nonsense. And he goes, no, man, you pay me for you pay me to get you in shape, and I want to work on your head and on your body. He goes, you're a good guy. And he whatever he gave me the trainer pep talk, but in a nice way, because I think that he and I are friends, kind of. But it's also weird, I'll tell you this. He and I are friends, but he's going to be 29 next week. I'm going to be 47 at the end of the month. And so we're friends in the sense that we can coexist for 3 hours a week. And then also he and I have gone out to get a burrito or whatever after workout. I'll go, hey man, because there's a breakfast burrito place right up the street by me. And he's always like, you got to eat. And if I say to him, you want to go eat? He's like, yes. Are you going to eat? And I go, yeah. And he goes, then let's go. Like he wants to go just so I fucking eat something instead of yogurt. And then he and I will sit down there and plan, and he's helped me with nutrition. He's told me that I can eat eggs, and he's like, you should eat eggs and bacon. You should eat these things, and not a lot of them, but if you eat them in the morning, it gets your metabolism going. And then you eat almonds all day, and you eat this trail mix all day, and then you can have chicken at your work. And I know these things, but it's beneficial to have somebody lend you their expertise and kind of help you through. And in reality, I'm using it as a crutch. I mean, fuck, you just don't literally, because I'll tell you what, I have lost 93 pounds in a year. But I haven't really done any cardio since December, and I've been eating chocolate since January. Dudes, if I fucking got on a treadmill and stopped eating chocolate, I bet you I would lose another 30 pounds in a month. Like, I mean, seriously, I would really fucking take it off. So that was the point of today, because today is a year And I did 93 pounds in a year where kind of half the year I didn't really do all the effort that I should have. I mean, I was working out hard, lifting hard, and I changed my eating habits. But I didn't really prune away. I mean, I did. I stopped eating chocolate for almost like 5 months. And then I just kind of jumped back into it. Because, here's why, I settle. I've done it my whole life. I was losing weight, I was feeling better, and I thought I was looking good. Not realizing that I could feel even better, and I could look even better, and I could lose even more weight if I worked properly. So that's the plan. I'm like I said, I'm at 253 now, and this is as low as I've been in years. Like, this is Tahoe low. I think in Tahoe I was like 240, 235, and that was when I was bouncing and I was dancing all the fucking time, and I was in really good shape, and I wore a fucking silk shirt and Cavaricci's because I was auditioning for Looking for Mr. Goodbar. And no, it's funny. I actually want to find that. I should put that demo tape online of where I'm wearing like a silk shirt and fucking and Cavaricci pants and stuff. Like, yeah, like I think I only did it once. I used to wear a silk jacket. Whatever the fuck, nobody cares. So this is as light as I've been in a real long time. Even when I had the gastric bypass, I got down to 267 267. But I also had 18% body fat. I mean, I was fucking kind of big and like lifting and doing martial arts, and yeah, I was a monster. But now I was talking to John about it, and I'm like, there's no reason to stop. I've always settled, and I think I feel better and I look better. But dude, I could do some real damage. I mean, honestly, I should really fucking. I told him, I would like to lose another 50 pounds and see what 200 looks like. And honestly, what I'd like to do is I'd like to lose another 30 pounds and then maybe get surgery and get all my fucking horrible loose meat skin taken off. I have no clue. I don't know what the fuck to figure out. But I know I don't want to stop. So I'm fucking excited about it. And so when I weighed in today at the gym, it was great. And I want to thank you guys because you guys have always been encouraging and telling me what to do. Our friend Tresha, who runs a Zumba. No, she runs a Roomba, actually. She rides a Roomba around the Midwest. No, she teaches like Zumba classes. Is that what they're called? Zumba? Because I want to say Zubaz. She actually teaches a Zubaz class, so you can wear like weird patterned pants. That's important. You need lessons on how to wear weird patterned pants. You do. I want to draw them. Like, like at a dance studio, they'll have like the feet on the floor and you're supposed to follow those. Because apparently I'm talking to people from the 50s. What the fuck is wrong with me? Holy God. What is wrong with me? I just, and then a step to the right. I should put my hands on my hips. But everybody's been super cool, man. You've all written. You've been like, yeah, you look great and you're super great. And I'll tell you what, though. Facebook is so fucking, it's like America's Bar. You know what I mean? I always call it America's Yearbook. Everybody writes in and they try to be funny. Well, it's more like America's Bar in that everyone has to be funny and bust your balls and make fun of you. But at the same time, like people will put up photos of themselves and I've talked about this before and they're like, yay, here's a photo of me. And everybody's like, oh man, you totally look awesome. And it's like, no, you don't. You look like a fucking punch in the face. I mean, you look awful. You look like somebody hit you with a frying pan. I mean, everybody does. So I never know. Like when I put up a photo, everybody's like, dude, you totally look nice. And I'm like, I hope so. I have no idea if I do or I don't. That's why I try to hide behind Mex's paint. That's how I like to work it. So you guys have been great, and thank you. And I don't know where I will go from here, but I will tell you this. I finally scheduled a physical because I've been meaning to do that, especially after the fucking Walmart robot told me my blood pressure was off the goddamn chart. So I'm like, I better go ahead and schedule a physical. But I couldn't get it. What are you talking about? Dude, I work out, I exercise. I can eat as much chocolate as I want. So
Your bad cholesterol is going to be okay, but your good cholesterol is going to be really low.
dude, my cholesterol's been amazing in the past.
Yeah, not eating nothing but license plates of chocolate and yogurt.
Yogurt and chocolate. Why do you want to bet on my death? You're fucking weird, man. Back off. Can't you root for me at some point?
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, no. So I have this physical scheduled. I called up to schedule a physical, and first of all, hey, Southern California, why do you care about your health so much? Will you fucking stop making these appointments so I don't have to wait forever to fucking get a physical? I couldn't believe it. Because as you know, I now have insurance, so I'm paying via the Obamacare system and all of that stuff. And I picked a Cadillac plan, which was it may have been a mistake because I'm not really sick a lot, but the reason I picked it was because if I do choose to have that surgery, I want to be able to call them and go, hey, can I have this surgery? And they're going to go, absolutely, Mr. Schmidt. Here's a cigar. I mean, because I'm like gold plated. I'm the fucking man. Because I mean, I got like the no copay in the hospital, and I got the like free medicine and all that stuff. I went the fucking route. So it's like awesome. Even though I'm never sick. But dude, I'll tell you what, when I get sick, I'm going to be fucking sick. I'm going to make sure I fucking take advantage of it, dude. Absolutely. I'm going to get like temporary AIDS just so they have to fucking do everything they can. I'm going to show up and I'm going to be like, dudes, I sort of have AIDS. And they're going to go, all right, well, here's a bunch of medicine. I'm going to do the AZT thing and it'll be gone. And they'll be like, all right, you're fine. And I'm like, good. I got my money's worth. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah. So that's what I want. I just want temporary AIDS. I want temp AIDS. So my scheduled physical is for Monday, August 4th. So today is July 9th, Wednesday, July 9th. So here's the plan. I am just going to be a fucking animal for the next month. To fucking hone it down, I'm going to cardio it up. I'm going to run. I'm going to lift. I'm going to not eat. I'm going to do everything I can to just wander into that doctor's office. And they're going to look at me and go, oh my God, who the fuck are you? Because this guy used to know me back when I was crazy fat. And he's going to be stunned. And then I'm going to weigh myself and get all my blood work done. Dude, by the time, here's my goal. By August 4th, I don't want to have any blood. I don't want to have any blood in my body. I want to just be a functioning machine with just oil. I run on oil like a fucking robot. Just a monster. God damn it. That's what I want to be. Because I figure I got a month now. Because that was the whole point was today's a year anniversary so I could see where I was at and be like, yay. But now I'll do a short-term burst in the next month and get ready for my physical and try to lose as much weight as I possibly can and do everything I can to cardio it up and not eat chocolate and change physically and see exactly what I can do. I think. Well, it means that if I'm in the grocery store and I see a pile of chocolate there, I can't exactly walk past it. I'm having trouble doing that again, where I see the sign and I just kind of fucking get all, I should do that. But I know I'll be fine. I talked to John about it. I have an idea of what to do, and I'm just going to be a fucking animal for the next month. And then, although I'm going to be on vacation later in the month. I'll figure it out. All right, so no, but that's the whole plan. By August 4th, I want to walk into that doctor's office because I'm at 253 now. I would really like to lose the 30 pounds by then. I don't know if I can lose 30 pounds in a month. But I lost 40 pounds in 59 days once. So who knows? We'll see. But if I can lose another 10 or maybe even 15 before then, dude, just come in looking sleek. Dude, that's the plan. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. You will see. You will hear. I will see. You will hear. Because I'm not going to be putting pictures up all the goddamn time on Facebook because that'd be terrible. But occasionally, I will come out from behind the paint. And you'll see me lurking. So we lived at this gym, and it's a totally small gym, and it's owned by one of those fucking brick buildings with a mouth. You know what I mean? Like just those weightlifter dudes who are way too tan and way too muscly. Like it looks like somebody basically took an NBA basketball team and crushed them together in the Star Wars trash compactor and made one guy out of them. I mean, he's just a fucking monster. He's that guy, like he limps. And I think it's because he's constantly in danger of collapsing under his own weight because he's got so much muscle on his frame. Literally, he's like Building 7. He's like Building 7 as a guy. That's who he is. You never know. But eventually the conspiracy theorists, when he collapses, they're just going to go, well, that obviously wasn't because of the airliner. No, it clearly was not. But I'm just going to come in one day and he's just going to be a pile of fucking smoke and rubble. That's what's going to happen to this dude. But he's that dude with like boulder calves and ridiculous shoulders and giant arms. He's the kind of guy who shouldn't own a fucking gym, honestly, because when you walk in to work out, you're like, hey, I actually feel pretty good about myself. And then that thing comes around the corner and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, human saloon doors, get the fuck out of my way. He's a giant. He is a monster. He should have a beanstalk. Fuck a gym. That guy should own a goddamn beanstalk and I should be stealing geese from him. That's what I fucking think. I may have mixed up two stories. So... But you know what? Fuck that. There's nothing precluding me from climbing a beanstalk and stealing a goose. I don't have to live my life the way the story said so. I don't think so. If I want to climb a beanstalk and steal a goose, I'll climb a fucking beanstalk and steal a goddamn goose. So we work out in this small gym, and it's kind of neat because it's just 2 treadmills and then just iron. You know what I mean? It's basically like a prison yard, and then that guy's kind of the man. Seriously, because in the prison yard, that's what they have. They're just like, they're lifting up milk jugs with fucking gravel in them and all that kind of bullshit. Well, this guy at least has equipment. So that's where John and I work out. So, and it's in a strip mall next to a deli. So you get that like whiff of pastrami when you're in there lifting. It's good. It's nice. Although that could be the guy because his skin, he's tanned so much. I think his skin is just perpetually cooking. My God, if you have to see him. He's just that kind of dark, vein-filled, angry human sculpture. Oh my God, it's just monstrous. It's just crazy. He just looks like he should lie down. Oh, it's terrible. He looks like he can't. He's in pain. Honestly, his skin is furious at him because it is doing everything it can to contain him. It is just squeezing as hard as it can, and has like zero elasticity left. It's just brutal. So we work out there, and John and I are there lifting. Well, we showed up yesterday. I walked in by myself because John was a little late. So I walk in, and there are other trainers there who train other people, and I'll see them, and they're friendly. They're nice enough. But I will tell you this: I don't mean to be smug and arrogant, but I'm actually working toward a goal. Like I'm in there working out because I like lifting and I'm feeling good about it. I like the way I look and things are changing. I feel good about it. But then when you walk in, there's all these old people who hire trainers. And I know it's just because they're bored of being in their homes and they don't know how their computer works and they don't want to fix the fucking numbers on their VCR. Like, I mean, they're just so pathetic and sad. There's this woman, this old woman, look, and maybe she's making an effort. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But she brings her dogs into the gym, and I think we all know how I feel about that. And I will tell you, they are the super cutest dogs. They are really neat. One's like a little Chihuahua, and then one's like his little buddy. I don't know if he has a breed or anything. I think he's just, you know what? Actually, he does. He's a Chihuahua buddy. So he's there next to the Chihuahua, and they tie them to like the curling machine. I may be making that up. It's not the curling machine, but they'll tie them to a bench, which is right by the chest press. So they bark, and you're lifting, and they're barking at you, and then you're getting sweaty, so you're salty, and they want to lick you. The dogs, not the old ladies. But who am I to speak to that? Perhaps the old ladies do want to lick me. I have no idea. I'm very lickable these days. I think I just told you I weighed in 253. I am very lickable these days. And I always am. I'm always in good humor. Good humor. Ice cream from the 70s. Another old reference. Kill me, people. Please kill me. So I lift, and there's dogs, and everybody's in there. And these old ladies are not making an effort. There's some old dude who comes in, and look, I don't know anything about lifting. I don't know anything about gains. I just do what I'm told by John, and I try to do it with the proper form. You keep your shoulders down, and you don't want to jerk your back, and there's all this stuff. But there's this old dude who comes in, and dude, look, all right, we've all been at the gym. We all see the idiot who shouldn't be at the gym, and this man's there trying to stay healthy. I understand it. He's an old person, and he's got that shock of like, he's got all silver hair like Magneto, and he comes in. That's my comparison. That's my go-to guy. He looks like Magneto. A fat Magneto. He looks like Fat Nito. That's what he looks like. Fat Nito. Well, by the way, there's a song by, Nito is a song by who? By Dirt Nasty and Riff Raff and Andy Milonakis. It's actually a good song. I actually really like that song. Nito. Nito. You don't like that song? You ever heard that song? That brings the kids back right now. Riff Raff. I just mentioned Riff Raff. Sure. And, but that works cross-generationally. Because your young people are all like, oh my God, Riff Raff, are you talking about that troll rapper? And I'm like, yes, of course. And then other people are like, Riff Raff, are you talking about the dog who fought Underdog, the crime boss? And I'm like, yes, of course I am. And then there are still others who would think that I mean the houseboy from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Is he a houseboy? I don't know if he was exactly what he was. He was the butler. Was he a butler? He was certainly a butler. One of the master's affairs. Master's affairs. Was that okay? Is that close?
That was a great.
It's not bad. I can actually do the part where he comes out in the spacesuit and then he sends him back to the. No, it's terrible. Frank, I can't do it. It will not sound good, but in the car it sounds fucking great. It's all over. I mean, I can do that whole. Yeah, it's not bad.
We'll send that out as a single.
Do it. A cuss single. Let's make it a cuss single. Let's get some people some tapes because again, if I'm going to date myself, let's send out some fucking cuss singles. Why not? Your mission is a failure. All right, so lifestyle's too extreme. All right, never mind. So I'm your new commander. You know I'm a prisoner. We return to Transylvania, prepare the transit beam. So anyway, folks, we have got to go to that. Why would you not go with me ever? It would be so fun. We need to go see Rocky Horror together.
What are you doing Friday?
This Friday? I think I'm doubling in Venice. I think. This was my final chance? My first and only chance? Oh, my God. You're a harsh taskmaster. You're a harsh mistress. I've asked for 7 years.
You're not working at midnight. We can go. We'll go this Friday. Let me call and see who's performing.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go down to Santa Monica to the. Or are you gonna go to the other one?
I'll let you know.
Makes. Oh well. I'm sorry. I didn't know you. I forgot you ran
I
in
know
those.
all the cast.
Yes.
So I've got to know who's where. Because if I'm gonna go, I at least want to go see my friends and not some assholes.
All right.
All assholes.
Yeah, they are. Everybody's terrible. Well, now, dude, that's exciting. I'm glad we're gonna go. I'm lucky.
You're lucky.
She's lucky.
The banister's lucky.
You're goddamn right. It is. All right. So.
Oh, this is a mistake. Everybody join us. Text me. We'll go.
Oh, actually, I don't know if I can go because today is the start of the new diet. I can't be making toast all night on Friday.
I thought toast is all you eat.
So, we have to go. God damn it. We have to go. Imagine the show I would get out of that, out of just me and you going to Rocky Horror. If we were still talking afterwards.
Bring Eddie, because he's never been.
Oh, yeah, you have to, right?
Okay, this'll be fun.
I got to tell this disastrous story.
By that I mean, I doubt this is gonna be.
Oh, it's not going to be fun at all because again, anybody who doesn't like, I really wanted to go, and then I loved it. I got sucked right into it where I loved the movie and I didn't mind all the bullshit, but I actually liked the movie and the songs.
You up?
No,
Oh,
no, because who would I be? I wouldn't be Riff, and I can't be.
I'll put you in my wheelchair. You can go as Dr. Scott.
Oh, no. If I got to go, I got to be Frank. I got to try to be a Frank, right? Especially now. Especially all vascular and yoked. No, I got to be, dude, I got to be Eddie.
No. Oh yeah, you could.
Yeah, I could be Eddie. That's exactly who I have to be. Whatever happened to Saturday night? Why wouldn't I be Eddie?
That's very true.
And make
Oh,
Eddie Eddie.
saxophone.
What about Eddie and I? But what if we went as dual Eddies?
Eddie and I are going as Brad and Janet.
No.
I've never been the Janet.
Wait, how come you guys get to be Brad and Janet, but I can't be Frank? I was going to be Frank, and you laughed me out of the gym. You laughed me out of the building.
Well,
I'm all vascular and yoked now. I could be all Frank. Dirt. All right. Just a fat Frank?
this is gonna be a long Friday.
It's all over. All right, so
Why don't you just be Riff Raff?
because I can't. I got no hunchback. I can't pull that off.
Lean forward.
Yeah.
At the waist. Now look down.
And then I jump to the left. So, by the way, somebody wrote me on Twitter and they were like, how come your producer doesn't have a microphone? Which is always what happens sometimes when a new person comes in. And I haven't answered them yet. I feel so bad. It's like
Would
3
you
weeks
write
ago.
back to them and go, why do you have a Twitter account? Did you just respond
No,
to
stop. It's a legitimate question. I understand. And if you're a new person, you wonder why. It's a totally legitimate question. Well, because the answer will just be because that's just the way it works. I mean, literally.
Because
Yeah, because we don't. That's the thing. She doesn't want one. We tried.
we did it once. Listen to episode 1.
Tom said to me this week, there's a guy, Tom, who's a mutual friend of ours who listens. He goes, I tried to get my brother to listen to the show, but it was the week that Lily did most of the talking.
Oh yeah, that didn't go over well in
And
his family.
and I'm like, oh, okay. I go, is that bad? And he goes, well, it's just different from what you usually do. So the guy didn't really understand. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess your brother won't be listening to the show ever.
Boy, did he tune in on the wrong day.
No, it was the
That's
right day. That was the
fair.
right day. So at the gym, there's dogs that lick you, and then there's old ladies that think about it, and you're just there lifting, and I'm vascular and yoked, and they're staring at me and thinking of their pasts. So we're getting all buffed and lifted and all this stuff. So I come in the other day, and the gym is empty. At least it looks empty at first, because I walk in, there's nobody there, and there's kind of noise in the office, which means that somebody's there. But I come around the corner, and there's a Japanese girl alone in the gym that I've never seen, because usually I see a lot of the people who work out there because they're there with their trainers. Well, I don't even see a fucking trainer. I just see a Japanese girl off, kind of standing off to the side. Now let me pull a description of this Japanese girl for you. She is wearing like black sweatpants and a black leather jacket with a black shirt underneath and a mask that covers most of her face and her hair, and all I can see is her eyes. And then she throws a shuriken at me and she sneaks off because she's a ninja. No, that's not true. It sounds like I'm describing a ninja. This Japanese girl is there. No, but she was all black on black on black. And I want my baby back. Because gray is gray since you went away. Oh, God damn it. All these lyrics. So, and again, old lyrics. I got to quote new songs. You know why? Because I'm so fancy. All right, so anyway, fuck. So she's there, and she's all Japanese, and she's there lurking. And so she's black on black on black, but then her hair, dudes. She looked like a comic book heroine because, and not like anime. She didn't have big wide eyes, like crazy, big wide eyes, but she was a Japanese girl, and she was cute. She had freckles. Oh, my God, dude, a Japanese girl with freckles? Yes. So she had kind of like freckly face, and then the Japanese eyes, and which means she's not a cowboy, because we all know that all the best cowboys have Chinese eyes. Um, this show should just be called Musical Reference Extravaganza. That's all it should be called. So she's there with her Japanese face, and then she's got her hair was two-tone hair. Her hair was black and short cropped on the sides, not shaved, but short cropped above her ear, and really kind of a I don't know how to describe it, but it was really close to the skull, but not shaved. And then the top was just fucking blonde all the way back. So it was all black along the sides, and then boom, this poof of it was a skunk. It was a skunk cut because it was just a straight big blonde strip all the way back, all the way down to the back of her neck. It was awesome. Her hair looked great. So I walked in and I said hello to her, and then she giggled and bowed and made me some tea. And I went ahead and left it. Fucking unbelievable. I couldn't even get past that. I'm sorry. Did I ever tell you Karen got in trouble for that once? My ex-wife she worked at I don't know, a million different companies, and at one of them, there was a Japanese girl that she was working with, and Karen didn't think anything of it, but Karen, and literally just said something like, because the woman was talking about Japanese television or Japanese candy or whatever the fuck, or Hello Kitty, and Karen was like, she goes, oh my gosh, she goes, Japanese girls are so giggly whenever I watch that show. And the woman went to HR and said that Karen was being racist and in front of other coworkers about her, that she was gay. And Karen's just like, I don't, like that thing where Karen got called into the office for HR and they're like, we got to talk to you about your racism. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Wait a second. And then they gave her this speech. Did you say all Japanese women are giggly? And she's like, I did not. I said, we're on this show that we watched, the Japanese women were really giggly. And they're like, well, that's a stereotype. And she was offended. And then she was disappointed. And Karen literally got called on the carpet. Yeah. She got called on the carpet at HR by it. And honestly, I got to be honest, that's one of the reasons we're divorced, because she's so racist. So I said, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. And then for some reason she left. I don't know how it worked, but it worked out that way. It worked out perfectly. So, but yeah, so this woman was there with her skunky blonde hair and her crazy fucking outfit. And so John shows up to lift. And we started on leg presses. I started on hamstrings. Oh, fuck, I do hamstrings. So no one cares. I'm going to say I did hamstrings again, and no one fucking cares at all. So I do the hamstrings, and then where do we go from hamstrings? No, it doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. It was back and legs basically day, and shoulders. So I had to do rows. I had to sit and do seated rows to my chest. So I did hamstrings and I did seated rows. Then I went back to do hamstrings. And then I came back. Trust me, folks, this is going somewhere. Here's why. Because as I'm getting into my routine, I'm not noticing anything else. And that Japanese girl is still there and she's lurking. So I'm not paying any attention to her. I'm lifting. I'm talking to John and we're lifting. We're going back and forth. So I do the hamstrings, I do the rows, and then I do the hamstrings. And then I get up to do my second set of rows and I do those. And I see that another trainer has arrived. And this trainer is, she just has one of those bodies, like the trainer body, the kind of body that you would, in an old 50s science fiction movie, this is the body you would choose for your sex robot. Like that kind of,
God damn it.
you would just like say, hey, put a cooking chip in her head and send her to my house pronto. And then you would sit down and you would watch Milton Berle on the television. You would fall asleep in your chairs by 9 o'clock because it was, again, a 50s show. So she walks in and she's just, her backyard is ridiculous. And she comes in and she's walking around in the tightest clothes you've ever seen. Her clothes are as tight as the proprietor's skin. That's how it is. It's just everything is waiting to burst out at a moment's fucking notice. So I do my second set of rows, and then she shows up, and then I go over to do my hamstrings again, and I do hams, and I go walk over. I call them hams, folks. I'm from the gym. Call them hams. I get up to go do rows, and when I sit down to do the rows this time, because again, every time I go to the hamstrings, I'm laying down face down, and I'm not looking at the other trainers. I'm hearing her talk to the Japanese girl, and then I get up to do my third set of rows, and I look, and the Japanese girl is naked. Now, hold on. Let me throttle that back a little bit. She's not completely naked. All right. But she is in the tiniest thong, and she has a sparkly bikini top on, and she's in stacked lucite heels. And I sit down and I look up and I've been going hamstrings to rows, and I'm just, I've got my heart rate going and I'm trying to work up a sweat. I'm trying to get lifting because I'm trying to be vascular and yet yoked. And then I sit down to do my rows a third time, and I look over, and there is a naked Japanese woman with hot hair, like directly in front of me, and talking to the trainer. And I'm like, look, if those are your workout clothes, good for you. That's fine. But please recognize the fact that there are other people here, and I hope you have a towel to wipe up after me as I drool over you sitting there in your fucking loose-eyed heels and your crazy tiny thong. Like, I mean, she was just wearing nothing, basically. She had a really tiny bikini on and a thong. And I will tell you this, though, no ass. I mean, it's a tiny thong, but if she would have lied down, she would have looked like a fucking Japanese coffee table. I mean, seriously, she had like no backyard whatsoever, which is funny because the trainer looked like she had in the back of her pants, like she had two dogs fighting over a sandwich. I mean, it was like that kind of ass. It was like, it was there and it was perfect. So this Japanese girl is there and she's wearing stacked lucite heels. So she's dressed, it's like a stripper. She's dressed like a stripper, like someone at Jumbo's, you know what I mean? And it turns out, because then I look at John, literally, I just look at John like, is this fucking happening? And John makes a face at me like, I haven't seen this before. It turns out that woman is there to learn how to walk for competitions. She is a bodybuilder, and the other trainer is also a bodybuilder and fitness expert. I don't know how to put it. Like not bodybuilder. Okay, she is in those Miss Fitness contests because she just has abs after abs after abs. When I said that she had no backyard, she had no ass on her, but in the front, dude, it looked like you could grind lemon zest on her fucking stomach. I mean, it was just crazy abs. It looked like a chain link fence. You know, those kind of abs where it just looked like you could sink your fucking fingers into them and climb her. I mean, it was just fucking great. So she had all abs and then the crazy hair. And so that was great, but she had no boobs and let me throw this in there, by the way. Yes, all women. All right. So I feel like I'm veering into really dangerous territory here, but I'm telling you what she looked like. So then we're trying to work around them. We're trying to move the bench around because I had to do skull crushers and I had to do other stuff, whatever. By the way, I don't think I had to do skull crushers. I think I just wanted to say the word skull crushers on the podcast. Seriously. I don't think I had to do them that day because now that I think about it, it was chest and rows and back and hamstrings, whatever. So I'm trying to lift. I'm doing triceps. And she's right next to me. So, but the best part is the girl keeps telling her to walk. She's like, all right, so just walk. Well, this poor Japanese girl, she doesn't get that she just wants her to walk. Like she wants to see her official walk. I want to see your skunky Japanese walk right now. Just do that. But instead this girl tries to throw a little fastball on it. Like the Japanese girl's like, oh, I'll show you the flavor I'm bringing to the table. And she just starts to walk, but it's like, I can't, it's like if you said to somebody, hey, walk, but first, I want you to think about how you're going to walk and then walk now, walk. Cause she starts to just kind of move and shamble like a zombie cause she's trying to maintain her height on those lucite heels. She's half naked in an air conditioned room. And then she's trying to appear sexy for the judges. So she starts to walk and she just kind of lists back and forth like a ship on the ocean. Just like and she's trying to put one foot in front of the other, but then she's kind of like all hung up. And then the trainer, and the best part is she's like, walk. And so she tries to throw a little zing into it and she doesn't know how. And she kind of takes 3 steps and the woman goes, stop. That's not how you walk. And watching her, I'm thinking, God, I hope you don't have kids because your kids have just got to be freaked out when they try to take their first steps. You're like, stop. That's not how you walk. And she was being pleasant and patient, but she was also being very strict and demanding on this poor girl. So, I mean, imagine trying to learn. Imagine if someone said to you, I want you to be sexy right now. If you don't have any inherent sexiness or you don't know what it means, or if you don't have just some natural charisma, well, you do what you think might be sexy. So this poor girl is shambling around like Fonzie after he got hit in the fucking head with a brick. I mean, it's like she's just twisting around and she doesn't know what to do and she's kind of putting her thumbs up and I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing. Even I'm going, that's not sexy, or walking. Stop. That's not walking. So she keeps stopping her and making her restart and going, no, you don't try to appeal to the judges. You just have to walk. You just have to exist. You just have to be like, she's giving her all this existential fucking bullshit advice. But this poor girl's just trying to keep her balance on stripper shoes in a fucking air conditioned gym. Like she has no idea how to do it. So then she's like, all right, here's what you do. She goes, I want you to make your legs prominent. Like you're walking, but also make sure they can see your legs. And the Japanese girl freezes. Like, I mean, you can just see that she's starting to process the information. Again, imagine someone trying to teach you to walk and teach you to be sexy, like at the same time. So, I mean, it was painful to watch because then she starts to walk to make her legs prominent. And she's bouncing her upper body and moving her legs, so like Jetson Shark style for some reason. I was like, I wanted her to go like this and just start fucking walking. But then she stood straight up and arched her back and like kicked her legs out really like a pony, like a pony walk. You know what I'm talking about? Where she just kind of one leg, and she's like smiling big, and I'm like, oh my God, please don't do it. And then the trainer's like, stop. You're not a pony. And I'm like, yes, you're not a pony. Like in my head, because I knew she looked like a fucking pony. It was so awesome. You're not a pony. She goes, that's the thing, you can't be a pony. You're not a show pony. You're just trying to make sure the judges see you, and you go ahead and you do this the right way. And this poor girl can't get it. Like she can't figure it out. I'm there 45 minutes with her, because I lifted for like 15 before the trainer showed up, whatever the fuck. And for 45 minutes, she's trying to teach her how to be sexy and trying to teach her how to walk. And she's naked and feeling uncomfortable and feeling weird. And the woman keeps giving her the speech. And then finally, I finished, and I'm just talking to John, and this poor girl's still getting put through the motions. And finally she goes, look, the judges are here. She goes, don't think. Just let your mind go. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're not trying to be sexy. Imagine you are at the grocery store, and you're walking from the back to the front to check out. And just show me how you would do that. And in my head, I'm going, yes. Imagine you're at the grocery store in your tiny thong and your 5-inch lucite heels. That's going to help. Walking through the frozen foods aisle as the air conditioner blows on you. But she went to the back of the gym and she just walked. She walked like a normal person. She walked like Pantera would want her to walk. She walked. And you know what? It fucking worked. Because she didn't try to put some hot sauce on it. She didn't try to say, hey, check out my ass, or lack thereof. She was just like, dude, I'm going to walk. So this is how I would walk from the grocery store out of the goddamn store to check out. And she did it. And I was looking at John, and John and I both wanted to fucking Henry Higgins her Eliza Doolittle and go, I think she's got it. By George, I think she's got it. Because she walked great. And then the trainer just kind of stopped and did that. Finally. You know what you just did? Do that all the time, and you can't go wrong. So you know what I saw in the gym? Not only am I there getting myself in shape, not only am I getting vascular and yoked, not only am I there getting to dirt all over the place, but I watched the birth of Japanese sexy. Right in front of me. And I'll tell you what. That was her only using 10% of her sexy. Excuse me, I have a question from Japanese Skunk Times. What's going to happen when she harnesses 100% of her sexy? Everything. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can be our friend David Hernandez's friend Friend. That's a lot of friends. Dave Hernandez is our friend on Facebook at facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. Be his friend there, but if you'd like to hire him to do some artwork for you, some fun stuff, some amazing stuff, he does great paintings. He's a Renaissance man. He does all sorts of incredible work for us and can do it for you. If you visit him at artbydmh.com, artbydmh.com, he will go ahead and create whatever you want him to create, because I have full faith that he will do whatever you ask and do it better than you even thought you could see it. Lily Von Stupp is our friend and our producer. She is here, and you can find her anywhere, particularly at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp if you want to be her friend. You can follow her at several different Twitter accounts, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, and twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out whether or not you're the quality of guy she wants to get railed by, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Joe Business. Joe, you're dirt. Joe Business. Joe, you're dirt. Joe Business. Joe, you're dirt. Don't tell me that you haven't bought the big angry. Not yet. Buy it at Joe Business. Look at that kick-ass art for sale. Tweaked audio just cannot fail. Buy it at Joe Business. Hey, the Schmidt comes alive. He'll like rap or buy you one through five. Joe, you're dirt. Buy it at Joe Business.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. There is a show there. It's fantastic. It's unbelievable. Every Monday night, you will love it. It is the greatest burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles. It is produced by my friend and my sister sitting across from me right here, Lily Von Stupp. Hi, Lily. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. The Monday Night Teas is, well, it's your, I don't want to say your life's blood, your pet project. I'm trying to figure out what I would call it. Other than the best.
Albatross?
No, absolutely not. Other than the best Albatross. You know what? Is there a burlesque dancer named Albatross?
Probably.
There has to be, right? How do you not? Perfect. It's a good move. So I actually attended the Monday Night Teas this
You
week.
did.
I showed up for the last 45 minutes. I came in at the break, so I missed the intermission.
You came in at the break.
I did. I missed the opening of the show, and then I kind of went and sat up in the crow's nest because there was nowhere to sit because it was a packed house. And then I watched. I saw our friend Vixen do her act, which I was, because again you had a show scheduled. Let's talk about that for a second, because I just stopped by after work, and I didn't know who was going to be on the show, but.
Neither did I.
Yeah, then when I walked in, I found out you did not either because everybody canceled on you at the last moment. You had acts who were scheduled, and they had flat tires, and they got sick, and there were all sorts of different
There was
things.
illness, there was death, there was a plague, and then there was 2 flat tires.
Yes, and you had to recruit among the Vixen, who is the reason I haven't seen Vixen in so long. She works there at the bar, and she just happened to be there with you, and you said, "Can you do a show?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can." And so she wound up doing it, which was like, so I said that was neat because again, I haven't seen her in almost 2 years do her act.
Her act was an established act, but she essentially used her normal clothes that she was wearing to cocktail that night.
Yeah.
So she had this cute little corset and skirt and bra underneath it, and borrowed a pair of pasties, borrowed a pair of gloves, borrowed some jewelry, borrowed some feathers for her hair, borrowed a boa, and did her act.
Nice.
Amazing.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah,
It worked out great. So she did a good job. So there was other people there who I was up in the crow's nest, so I didn't really watch a lot of the show because to do that, I have to come over and lean over the banister, and it just wasn't my thing. I mean, I wanted to see Vixen because she's my friend, but I will say this.
Yeah.
There was one act in particular that I did watch.
Did you?
I did. Now, can we talk about that act?
You can talk about it.
All right. You have a variety show, so you will have all sorts of magicians and singers and actors and all sorts of people will come in and do their thing. They'll ply their trade. They'll trod your floorboards. And it's always a mixed bag because they're all great at what they do, but it's always different, and the way it dovetails into your show is always different. So when I got there, it was intermission time, and I went up to the Crow's Nest, and the second half of the show started, and you were hosting. So you were 7 feet tall in your heels and hair. Oh, yeah. And you walked down, and you gave the introduction, and you brought up this gentleman who had a very long introduction.
Yes.
Which I know he wrote every single word and demands you say all of it.
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
He's that kind of dude, I could tell. Now, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, and I certainly don't want to cast any aspersion. But this gentleman took the stage. Well, actually, he didn't take the stage first. First, the music started, and 3 of his 47 backup dancers took the stage. And started to dance in a way that made me think perhaps my zombie father had come back from the grave and donned a corset to chase me. I don't know. They were tottering back and forth like a Japanese woman trying to find her inner sexy. They were just kind of circling one another as if there was going to be a knife fight. It was so odd to watch. There was no choreography. It was just these 3 women just kind of ambling about in the infinity symbol. Like that's what they were doing, just walking in a sideways figure 8, trotting back and forth as we waited for the main event. We waited for the headliner of said act. May I say this gentleman's name?
I would prefer you not.
Well, this guy,
Let's call him Joe.
Joe, is off stage.
Joe
And
Moonshine.
can I say the name of the song?
No.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you this. The word no is prominent in the title of this song. And Joe Moonshine bursts onto the stage. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Joe Moonshine. I'm not going to say his name, but I'll tell you this. Joe Moonshine, if Seth Brundle had his Brundlefly machine, the all set up, and Morris Day and Fred Rerun Berry had been trapped in one of the chambers, Joe Moonshine would have walked out of the other.
Holy shit.
This guy, and he was trying to act like Morris. He had the whole knockoff thing, and it literally was like, what time is it? I'm sorry, Joe Moonshine's watch has stopped. He has no idea what time it is. And he gets on stage, and they perform a routine that I can describe best by saying they all avoided trying to run into one another. As they repeated over and over the chorus of a song that had no discernible lyrics other than the 3 words in the title. And they had fake photographers taking their picture. And they had, I will tell you this too, when it started and the women shambled on stage, a button was pushed somewhere in the club and confetti cannons went off with purple glitter. And I happen to know the proprietor of that show, the woman who produces it, and she actually yelped. She's like 6 feet away from me in the crow's nest, and she's like, oh! And I heard it. And I see her. It's my favorite part. She doesn't even look at me. I'm her friend of like 10 years. She looks at the dude next to her she's never met and goes, I did not expect that to happen at all. And the guy goes, I was just told to push the button. He goes, yeah. And Lily's like, he didn't make tech, and he didn't tell me that was happening, and I can't fucking believe that just happened. Because we have to clean all that shit up. Because there's fucking purple confetti all over the place that now has to be swept up before they fucking leave. And this guy's still walking in the infinity symbol with the other 3 chicks, and there's like 4 other chicks, and then somebody in the fucking audience is filming it, and then somebody else is fake taking pictures, and it is a goddamn car accident sans Buick. I mean, it's just a fucking mess.
Hot mess.
I don't know about all that. I think the guy who directed The Room may have choreographed it. I think. It was grim. You know it was.
It was memorable.
Memorable's a good word. Because hopefully you will rememberable never to book it back again.
Memorable.
Smoke machine, confetti, cannons. You know what? All of that shit to hide the fact that there was nothing there. This was Gertrude Stein's Oakland. That's all it was, man. There's no there.
Motherfucker!
It's a dude fucking walking in circles with three chicks walking in circles trying not to bump into one another and saying the same three words over and over as if they were trying to hypnotize a child. Like, literally trying to put a child to sleep. And it was just a spectacle. I will admit that because it was just ridiculous. But you know what it was, folks? It was it lasted like 9 minutes. That was the other thing. It was long, man. You can say however long you think it was. I thought it lasted like 9 fucking minutes.
It wasn't 9 minutes long.
And it was everything that's bad about this town. It was everything that's bad about Hollywood. Some guy who thinks he's going to hit upon some song. And like I said, he at least maybe wrote that shitty song and came up with the idea for confetti cannons. But dude, those women think they're in show business. Those women walking in circles, they think they're in show business. So I saw that, and I just sat there stunned. Because I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff in your room, and I've seen a lot of stuff on your stage, and I've sullied it myself on occasion. I will never feel badly about anything I do in that room ever again, because the bar has been set right on the floor.
No, it wasn't that bad. Come on.
Well, you won't let me say his name.
Well, that's because of who he is.
Wow.
It's easy enough to track it if you really want to find it, but I don't want it to be that easy.
Well, just Google Joe Moonshine. You'll find him. It was really just, I mean, because literally I stopped on a lark. I left work and then stopped in because I didn't feel like going home to my empty apartment at that time. And then I just happened to stagger into truly the worst thing I've ever seen in the room. And I saw a fight in there. I mean, like, literally, I've seen some terrible things in that fucking room. So, yeah, it was fucking awful. It was awful.
But we made up for it with the closing act, right?
Everything was fantastic. Everybody was terrific, and I'm sure it was all I was muted into stunned silence. I did not know. Once Joe Moonshine had taken the stage.
Did I actually go on the stage afterwards and go, that was...
Yep.
Keep it going?
Yeah. Literally, you had no description. You go, that was... Keep it going for Joe Moonshine. Now, folks, we'll be back in 25 more minutes because we're going to go to Home Depot to try to get 5 Mexicans to shovel up all this confetti off the stage. Now,
How many jokes did I tell while they cleaned the stage?
Oh my God! She just kept telling jokes, and then like a guy in the audience told a joke. It was because they had to. They had to, because you had to get a fucking earth mover in there to get all the fucking confetti out of it.
There was enough confetti in that room for when we saw Prince and the Purple
Yeah,
Rain game.
and that all came down. You know what? It looked like Joe Moonshine had won the Super Bowl. That's how much confetti had fallen. I mean, it was insane. I kept waiting for JFK to get shot in the head. That's how much ticker tape was all over the goddamn stage. It was tough for me to see it. I was waiting for Neil Armstrong to wave at me.
Motherfucker.
Brutal. So literally, I haven't been in the show in it got to be 6 months, easy, 8 months,
Yeah.
and I wandered right into that to send me scurrying back to my hole.
No. That last act made up for everything.
I don't even know who it was. I was still stunned.
Lyra.
Lyra.
Lyra LaBelle in fucking... She was wearing elastic.
Really? All right. Well, I'm sure she was fantastic.
You don't remember?
Fantastic elastic. I don't. I remember the first guy. That's all I remember. I'm stunned by that. No, of course I remember Lyra. She was terrific. Lyra's always good.
God.
Lyra works at the comedy house as well.
She works at the comedy house.
Yeah, where she probably does not wear elastic, although she should.
One can only hope.
Well, it was a fantastic show for one that you had to put together on the fly. And this coming week, there is also a Monday Night Tease.
There is.
Do we know who's on the show this week? Hold on, you're drinking water to get the taste of good and plenty out of your mouth.
If it goes the way it's supposed to.
If there's no flat tires and no deaths,
It's a double quinceanera quinceañera with a birthday on the side.
Wow.
It is Yachty's birthday, it is Ruby Champagne's birthday, and it is Sheila Starciani's birthday.
Wow.
We also have Lux Lacroix performing, Isa Levant performing,
Some heavy hitters on this
Tito
show.
Benito performing. I mean, it's just it's
Chock full.
a show filled with sex, hotness, and amazing.
Well, fantastic. Sounds like it'll be fun. So that's good. So tickets available at brownpapertickets.com for any and all the Monday Night Teases that are scheduled. You can go ahead and look them up. Look up by Lily Von Stupp or by Monday Night Tease. And please go to facebook.com/Monday Night Tease and become a friend of the show, and you will get all of the information about the upcoming acts. And then you will also, like I said, the best part, you will get photos after the fact. You will see photos of the acts that were involved, and so there's some pretty cool candid action shots, and you can see what was going on stage. So it was great. It was a good time, and if you join facebook.com/Monday Night Tease, you will get information about upcoming shows and also photos of past shows, and that's, to me, that's worth joining. And go to brownpapertickets.com, and you can get tickets for all of the upcoming shows. They'll be fantastic. Do you have any live appearances anywhere you want to plug?
I am at Ink and Art in Las Vegas in August.
Ink and Art. Okay, at Las Vegas in August. Do we have a date?
Second week of August, I think.
Okay, once we get closer, we'll have it.
Yeah.
Cool, that's in a
And
month.
I'm doing the Arizona Burlesque Festival, and I'm doing the Las Vegas Burlesque Festival in November.
Arizona Burlesque Festival, Las Vegas Burlesque. So you're staying basically in the Dust Bowl. No, the Dust Bowl's a little higher up. You're staying in the arid atmosphere of Arizona and Nevada. Good for your knee. Better for your knee.
I guess.
Yeah, last year you went to Vermont and got all your knee got all monkeyed up by the weather.
And Boston, 2 weekends in a row. It almost killed me, that cold weather.
But now you're in Arizona and Nevada. You're staying closer to home, which is good. That's awesome. So when those dates come up, let me know, and we'll get people on the board, and everybody in those towns can come out and meet you. And as always, if you smack Lily on the ass, you get into the burlesque show free. So
And as always, if you smack Lily on the ass, she'll punch you in the face.
don't know what that means. Sounds like a code. But you know what? Give it a try. See if it's a code. What is the code for? Remember, you can be my friend at facebook.com/the40year-old boy. You can join the Westside 86 Jokers fan club. That is the fan club of this show. And it is chock full of people who enjoy this show and love it and interact and talk. And I don't nearly spend as much time as I should, or spend nearly as much time as I should there, but I will. And I'll go and answer your questions and be there and lurk, and I'll ask some questions. Or not, why would I ask questions? What am I going to ask you guys? What if I had an AMA with my fans, but I asked them questions instead of them asking me stuff? I'm an idiot. But I will be there, basically. If you want to write stuff, you can write me always on Facebook or get me at the other numbers or whatever that I gave you earlier, the addresses and stuff. Follow me on Twitter, as I've mentioned. You can go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page. We got all sorts of cool stuff there, all sorts of me. We've got your dirt shirts. And you know what? I heard from our friend David Watson, who I sent him a retarded shirt, and he was like so happy, and he goes, dude, it's not nearly as bad as you said it was going to be, which is a ringing endorsement for any merchandise you send out. Dude, this is absolutely not nearly as bad as you described it. But that's nice. I'm glad he liked it because he got Boston and he got Denver and he got Minneapolis. So he got a Prince shirt. So good for David. Thank you. And I do have a few older. I still have some Denver shirts, and I think I have some Atlanta shirts, things like that. And then I have, of course, the Your Dirt shirts. So if you'd like a specific shirt, you can write me and tell me. But also sizes are in play, so write me beforehand, and we'll figure all that out. That's cool. Also at MikeSchmidtComedy.com, on every single page in the upper left-hand corner, you'll find a little Schmitty. You can click on him to donate to the show. You can send a one-time donation to the show, like our friend David Dysart just did. Or you can subscribe, which is you can subscribe for $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, or $25 a month. We do appreciate that very much. Thank you. While you're at the Joe Business page at MikeSchmidtComedy.com, there's also TweakedAudio.com, who are great sponsors of this show. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Bruce. They sell autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds and cock ring watches, always available for you, and also gear. Don't forget their gear. It's very popular. We have downloads. We have the For the Life of Schmitty single download. We have Schmitty Comes Alive, which is a one-time show that I did at the Los Angeles Podcast Festival a couple of years ago, not last year, but the year before. And then, of course, we have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, and year 6 of this podcast available. Those are $25 each, or you can get the whole kit and caboodle for one low price that I don't remember off the top of my head. But hopefully you will go and check it out and find out exactly how much it is. I think it's $1.25. So basically you get 5 or 6 for the price of 5. But you can buy those shows years individually as well, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, or again, get the Reservoir Schmidt Dog box set. You can go ahead and pick that up. We'd appreciate it very much. Your dirt shirts, and then the CD, The Big Angry, is also available. I will personalize that and send it out to you, like I did to our friend Patrick for his birthday. And I'm glad that he enjoyed it. And his wife is awesome because his wife bought it for him. And then I actually wrote that in the CD. I said, your wife is awesome. And he wrote me back and said, you're right, my wife is awesome. And that was cool. I was excited about that. So the CD and all the download sets and also artwork is available. Right now I have one standing artwork order for our friend Catherine. Catherine, by the way, your other order has shipped. You know that. It has not arrived yet, I don't think, because you live in the hinterlands of Canada. But your artwork will be coming as soon as David gets it to me, and then I get it to you. And I don't know why I shouldn't just call you. I have your phone number to tell you what's up. But I'll do it here where 20 other thousand people can listen to it and hear it. So artwork is available. It'll be signed by me and Lily and David. More importantly, David, because he created it, but then I'll also throw my name on there as well, and so will Lily. And that's artwork and shirts and CDs and download sets. And also, very important, folks, we have a banner at the Joe Business page on the wall. It says Amazon. It looks like a football pennant. If you click through that, you will wind up in my Amazon store, which does not have a lot of stuff in it. But if you go to the top of the page, you will click another Amazon link and wind up in Amazon proper. And then we get credit for any and all of your purchases. So that's pretty cool. You know, go ahead and visit Amazon and go ahead and buy some floss, and then I get 8 cents. So look at that. Your teeth get clean, and I get 8 cents. It's a perfect symbiotic relationship, folks. That's the way it should work. You should go to Amazon. You should buy some floss, and I get 8 cents. This is why we are put on this earth. You scratch my back, I'll floss your teeth. That's the way it works, folks. So go to Amazon and make all of your purchases through there. And if you got a company, go ahead and Jimmy rig all the computers so they make all their purchases through Amazon through me. And then I get credit for it. And eventually, I'll get rich enough to leave this show. Oh, my God, won't that be great? I mean, won't that be terrible? And I keep thinking there was something else to tell you guys. I think that there was something else I was going to fill you in on. I think that there was some other piece of information that I was going to share with you, and somehow it got lost in the cloud of bees. I don't know exactly what it would be. Was it something about Desi Arnaz? I don't think so. I think we covered basically everything we could cover about Desi Arnaz, anything we would want to cover, certainly. Although I didn't mention the Club Babalu. I should have mentioned the Club Babalu. Let's get a plug in for them, folks. Go to the Club Babalu every Tuesday night. They have the second best burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles. That's the Tuesday night thrill. It's certainly no Monday night tease, but it was good of Desi Arnaz to put that in the Club Babalu. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you, folks. Folks, I have a live appearance scheduled.
What?
I do. Although this is kind of cheating, I will tell you this. I'm not in a city, really. I'm not in a remote location. I'm not coming to you. If you want to see me, you're going to have to come to me because, folks, I have been officially invited to be part of the Los Angeles Podcast Festival in 2014, which is exciting for me. I'm happy. That is the weekend of September 27th, 28th, and 29th. I believe. Is it 26th, 27th, 28th? My friend Lily's going to look it up. She's going to Google it.
No, I'm going to go over to the website.
Why don't you go to the website that is lapodfest.com and find out the exact dates.
September 26th through the 28th.
26, 27, 28, which means, wow, well, let me tell you this, folks. I've talked to the guys, and here's the thing. I might be out of town on the 28th, and by might, I mean I will. So I've asked them if I could perform on Friday or Saturday. They said I could probably perform on Saturday. Now, that will be, you know me, folks, I like my dates. I like to have dates that are important. Well, September 27th is the day I left home. September 27th, 1986, I climbed on a plane and flew to Los Angeles from Chicago. I moved out. I was 19 and split. So if I perform on September 27th, that's pretty cool. That's kind of a neat little thing, right? What, you don't remember me leaving town?
How do you remember those things? I don't remember dates at all.
September 27th, 1986, I remember because I moved out. It's Mike Schmidt's birthday, the baseball player. And also, that was the day that the Miami Hurricane played the Oklahoma Sooners and Brian Bosworth in a big 1-2 matchup. Because when I landed, it was the first thing I asked was the score. Not where am I going to live in California. I said, hey, what's the score? Maybe the story I tell is built around that. Maybe I do that. Maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I figure a story out.
Score when you landed?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? I did. I scored some French onion soup at Caro's, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I haven't figured out. I don't know what my live stuff's going to be, and I don't know what the live stuff will be for Podfest, but please know that I will be there, and I will be talking in a room, and it'll be funny. I can guarantee that because I am, if nothing else, gut punch funny. So come on out and check it out. Come to the Podcast Festival itself, 26, 27, and 28. It is being held in some Beverly Hills hotel. They actually switched locations now from the one on Pico. So it's going to be fancy and it's going to be amazing, and there's all sorts of people there. It is. It's not in Santa Monica anymore on Pico. It is in Beverly Hills. Where is it exactly? Do you have the name of the place?
Sofitel?
the Sofitel in Beverly Hills. And you can go ahead and get rooms there and come out and check out the shows. There's all sorts of shows. I can't speak to any other headliners that are booked. Let's put it this way. I can't speak to any headliners that are booked. I'm not exactly a headliner, but I will be there plying my wares and hoping you will come in and check me out. And I will always have my laminate on, and I'll be checking out other shows. I don't know yet if I'm part of Pod Smash. I don't know what else I'm going to be. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gone Sunday. So hopefully I can see you guys on Friday and Saturday. You can come up and meet me at the meet and greet, and you can come to the show on Saturday. And like I said, maybe I'll let people vote on a story I'm going to tell, or maybe I'll just write my own thing. Who knows? I haven't figured it out. But it should be fun. It's going to be an amazing time. I always love that Graham and Chris and Andy and Dave include me, so that was nice of them. So I'm very happy to announce that I will be at the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. Now, I still have the plans to go out live later this year. I'm checking into theaters. I'm checking into cities. I have ideas and plans and lists and all that sort of stuff. What I have to do is launch the Kickstarter so that I can get that all in the way. And I know that's ridiculous saying to you, oh, there's going to be a Kickstarter. I just want you to know that it's coming. I have to film the commercial and get it all squared away, the video bit. Well, you don't care. Nobody cares about the behind the scenes. But once that's up and running, then I can start looking at cities. And I'm looking at touring probably near the end of the year. You know, hopefully October, November, December, and then into 2016. Or 2015, right? 2015, I think. I don't know. Or into 2016. Honestly, I should be performing twice a fucking month. I should be out 2 times a month, 3 times a month, every weekend playing somewhere different. I should. I just should. So that's my goal and hopefully my plan, and hopefully we can make that happen, and we'll see. Hopefully you guys will be on board for that. But I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to talk about yet. I don't know. Although I do know this, folks. When you're sitting there thinking to yourselves, well, you know, what's Mike going to bring to the stage? I know how I'm going to enter the stage. I'm going to start at the back of the stage, and I'm going to walk to the front as if I was just about to check out in a grocery store. That's what I plan on doing. Check me out, folks, as I wear my stacked lucite heels and I walk from the back to the front. And you know what? You're going to look first. Some of you, I'm sure some of you are going to go, stop. That's not walking. But I think a lot more of you are going to go, yeah, by George, I think he's got it. He's got it. He's got the walk down. And then I'll get to the microphone and I'll talk, and you'll be like, he does not have the talk down. He does not have the talk down. He certainly has the walk down, because look at him. And you know what? Maybe I go skunk hair. Maybe I dye a blonde streak right down the middle there. What do you say? Fuck yeah, I'm changing. Everything's changing. Got the physical coming. I'm going to get physical. I'm going to get vascular. I'm going to get fucking yoked. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose all this fucking, and I'm going to get the fucking surgery. And then I'm going to get a skunk hair. And you know what? Maybe I show up in the tiniest thong I've ever worn. Maybe I do that, folks. Maybe we're fucking... Literally, this show starts as a tiny snowball, and at the end, the hundreds are dead at the bottom of a ravine. I mean, I get that. Believe me, if there's any show in the history of the world that does not need to be transcribed for posterity, it's this one. I like when nobody can see the seams. I like when I'm able to kind of just, you know, fly with the bees wherever. When I have to actually stop the bees and ask for directions, that's not fun. I just like unleashing the bees, but when the bees have to stop in mid-flight and we all have to kind of look at each other and bust out a fucking map, that's not fun at all. I want to saddle up these bees and ride, goddammit! I'm done.